Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. We hope you're watching as a Patreon patron. If you are, thank you very much. Or as a YouTube subscriber, also thank you very much. Even if you're doing those two things, or especially if you're not, would you please consider linking your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account? It's pretty easy, and all you have to do is read the instructions right below the screen. It tells you how to do it. It's a one-click kind of link through. You have to do it every month or so if you haven't done it in a while, please try to remember to do it again. It's the only way we get paid other than direct contributions. And again, I don't get paid, but the only way Shane gets paid so he can afford the gas, which is over $5 a gallon in California, to come out and see me. So again, please try to remember to do that. It's super, super easy. It's very much appreciated if you can do that. I measure my success based on the number of Twitch Prime linkages. So please, let's see that spike up this month. I'd appreciate it.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. Right now, Doug DeShazer has beautiful lots available adjacent to Koocanusa Lake in northwest Montana. Pull up your RV and access the hookups, or build your own construction. Either way, you have access to world-class fishing, hunting, boating, swimming, biking, hiking, and the internet. No matter where you're looking to buy, make Doug DeShazer your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643.
Let's get on to today's question from SIFTD, from Commander Boba Fett. No Boba. Activision has finally decided that Call of Duty will be on Game Pass day one. Will it actually help Game Pass grow, considering most people who play games on a PS5? Is Microsoft hoping it will sell more consoles with this move? Does it make sense on Game Pass since most people play it for the multiplayer and would end up spending more for it after subscribing to Game Pass for 5 months? What is going to happen? There's two ways they can offer the game on Game Pass. They can say download required. So they will essentially, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you own Call of Duty free. We'll give it to you for free. They can turn off the download if you quit Game Pass, but essentially if you're paying them $15 a month, you get Call of Duty a $70 value for free. If you download it, it's not streamed. Okay, so if it's not streamed, yeah, you can play multiplayer. You have the entire file on your console or your PC, and you can play it. So single player, multiplayer, both. Does that cost them sales? Absolutely. How many? There's 34 million Game Pass subscribers, and please don't put in the comments that includes Xbox Live Gold or whatever they call it now. I know that. But there's 34 million Game Pass subscribers. I would say that Xbox at most is about 10 million copies of Call of Duty per year. So about a third of that are people who otherwise would have bought it, 3 million or so, who aren't going to buy it because they're getting it for free. So I think it will cost them 3 million units in sales, and I think they're just going to make 3 million of their 34 million Game Pass subscribers happy because they're getting Call of Duty for free. Next question, will it help them sell more Game Pass subscriptions? Sure. Arguably, 3-4 million people there would say, gosh, I really never was going to subscribe to Game Pass, but there's enough old content. There's Gears coming someday, which they'll probably announce June 9th. There's, a Halo coming someday, whatever. I'll try it. Again, they might get 2-3 million subscribers on a downloaded version. Now, let's talk about the other way they can offer it on Game Pass. They can offer a streaming option. No download required. You're going to play the game, but the game itself sits on the server. That is going to be a single-player campaign. There's no way that they will offer multiplayer. It'll be latent, laggy. If the game sits on your hard drive, it absolutely is not lagging and it works, and that's how a multiplayer works now. So what happens then? Will somebody join just to play Call of Duty single player? Somebody will. Who is that person? A guy who doesn't own a console. And I think the problem is that a lot of people believe that the only people in the world who are interested in playing Call of Duty have made a commitment to purchase a console. That is not true. Okay? The only people in the world who have purchased Call of Duty made a commitment to buy a console or a PC, but not that many play on PC. So probably of Call of Duty's average 25 million units a year sold, probably 40 million people have bought Call of Duty in the last 5 years, 40 million different people. And those 40 million people, 36 million of them own a console. And of those 36 million, 25 million, 26 million own PlayStations, and 10 million own Xboxes. I mean, that's the number, okay? But how many people have heard of Call of Duty? My mom, who died in 2014, had heard of Call of Duty. And how many of those people don't own a console? Answer, 3 billion. I don't know, a lot. I mean, there's 3 billion people who play video games, whether it's mobile or otherwise. So how many of them want to play Call of Duty? I'm going to throw out a number. 0.1% is 3 million. Will they get 3 million Game Pass subscribers to play Call of Duty? I think so. And the reason I think so is these are people who are kind of interested in playing games, but there's not enough content for them. But friends will tell them about other stuff on there. And they'll play single player. Admittedly, they won't get to play multiplayer, but they're really not hardcore gamers. They're gamers who just want to try Call of Duty. If they want to play multiplayer, they can play Warzone, on their PC, or they can play Call of Duty Mobile. And if they really want to play it, they can buy a console. And so, yes, I think Microsoft's goal is that, is it going to work? Am I going to be right the first day, the first week, the first month? No. No way they're going to have 3 million incremental Game Pass. The first year? Maybe. What happens in a year from November? They do it again. They add Call of Duty catalog. What happens in 3 years, 5 years? They add 20 years of Call of Duty catalog to the streaming option. You can play tons of games. There will be another Halo out, another Gears of War out, another Forza out, another Elder Scrolls out, right? What happens when they put World of Warcraft on there? What happens when they put Candy Crush on there? Oh, you can get that free on your mobile phone. Yep. You can also get it free on Game Pass, and it'll show up on your TV screen. I think as they build the library and the catalog of content, more people will justify the $15 price. What happens when they offer it as an ad-supported, lower-priced option? $6 a month instead. And you watch an ad when you load the service, period. One ad per session. Or what if they say one ad every time you complete a level? It takes you 2 hours to finish a level, you don't have to worry about it. But if it takes you 10 minutes, there's another ad. Who's going to complain about that if their price is $5 or $6? Ultimately, and I've been mocked for this, I think they're going to get 200 million subscribers. Like, I really do. But I think what they need to do with Game Pass is cut the royalty that they charge, the 30%, other people for their content. Put free-to-play games on there. Put Apex Legends on there, right? As part of Game Pass. And hey, EA, you can keep it all. Like, we don't care. Put Clash Royale on there. Like, whatever. You can put games on there, turn-based games like Clash Royale or Hearthstone on there, which they own. Start putting stuff on there that people are playing, and it turns into Netflix. And when you watch Netflix, and this is happening to us lately with Peacock, once you're on the service, you find other you want to watch. I think this is going to be a big subscription seller for Microsoft, just not the first year. So the right question is, you're right. If somebody plays for multiplayer and they offer the streaming option only, then you're right, they'll pay more. If they offer the streaming option and the download option, and every Game Pass member gets both, a guy who downloads it is going to pay the same. He's going to pay $0, but he's going to get Call of Duty multiplayer for free. So that's what I think they're going to do. Offer the download for free, because that provides value to your existing Game Pass members who already have consoles. Offer the streaming option for that 3 billion market that doesn't have a console, and say, you want to play console quality games on your TV? Here you go. Now, the technological problem, as I said, the latency is the biggest issue. But the technological problem is most TV browsers suck. Samsung's actually pretty good. LG is actually pretty good. But they still suck. I know for sure that Game Pass works with a TV and an internet router. I know that. but they haven't marketed it yet. They started out like a year ago saying we're going to partner with Samsung and their user interface and they really got to sign with Roku. So the answer to your question, 5 months of Game Pass, $75 is more than paying for Call of Duty 70. I mean, the hope is you will play more games than just the one, that they will give you enough content that you will try other games. Keep in mind that if you're a Call of Duty player either on PlayStation or on Xbox, and you're playing multiplayer, you're paying either one of them $5 a month for multiplayer. The incremental cost for Game Pass is $10, but if you play one other game, it's actually worth it. So you only need to play 2 new releases, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure Microsoft has 2 releases that people want to buy. I mean, it's not like Overwatch comes out every year. So, and Microsoft barely gets anything out. So you're not gonna play Game Pass until there's a steady cadence of games that you want to play. And, I think that was the problem early on with Netflix. That's the problem with all the other streaming services except HBO. HBO figured out we're going to put 4 or 5 comedies together, and people who like comedy can rotate from Veep to Curb Your Enthusiasm, and people who like drama can rotate from True Blood to True Detective. But it's a balancing act. Microsoft's working toward that. They're not there yet. Will they get there? Yeah, I think so, but not by shutting Arcane Austin. So, yeah, I mean, I think that you're right. People are going to not join Game Pass just to play Call of Duty. They're going to join Game Pass because they perceived that there was $100 of value for $180, and Call of Duty is going to make them perceive it's $170 for $180, and they might take the plunge if they hear about one more thing they want to play. That's why I think it's 3 million incremental. I don't think it's 30. But boy, Call of Duty and all Call of Duty catalog, and I'd say within 3 years you have that. If you get 20 Call of Duty games to play, you'll pay $108. You absolutely will. And so I think that's the end game, that they're going to get all of that, Skylanders, Tony Hawk, anything, Blizzard, Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4, anything that's ever been made by Activision Blizzard, absolutely they will get people to subscribe to play that. So ultimately, yeah, I understand the question, but I would never be so cynical as to say there is nobody alive who plays Call of Duty and has never played any other game. That person doesn't exist. I think it's really crazy. I think we do pigeonhole gamers that way. I don't believe that person exists. There are people who are addicted to it. Are there people who play World of Warcraft and nothing else? Probably. But are there people who play Call of Duty and nothing else? No way. I mean, post in the comment section if that's you, because that will shock me, and you better be over 11. Thank you for joining us on Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Special thanks to our Patreon patrons and our YouTube subscribers. And I really do want to call out all of you who took the time and made the effort to link your Twitch Prime accounts to your Amazon Prime account. You managed to take money out of Amazon's pocket and give it to Shane. And that matters. Shane was complaining to me about the cost of gas. He had to borrow $5 so he could get enough gas to get home. Please link your Twitch Prime account. It's not that hard to your Amazon Prime account. Look at the show description below, and it tells you how to do it. Again, it's a couple of clicks and you're done. Got to do it every month or so. So please, as soon as you click this off, go do it. Please, please, please. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.